have the belief system that people will pay us. We have to believe that. Oh no, they can go on YouTube. Yeah, they can, but it's not organized, and it doesn't have your authenticity, your personality to it. It doesn't have your, it's personable if they buy from you. On YouTube, it's again chaos. Not to mention that if they go on YouTube, they don't know if they're running on the right road. What good is running if we're running on the wrong road?
That's right.
So you may get something on YouTube, but it's not proven.
And it will not be sustainable at all.
Exactly. Exactly. So, and they don't know if they're following the right advice.
Yes.
Now, here's another thing I've seen in the speaking industry. I've seen people buy coaching programs, courses, and sign up for all types of webinars, and click on all these YouTube ads, and almost like immerse themselves. And you may be guilty of some of that yourself, where you almost like a junkie. I want to learn this, I want to learn that, I want to learn about social media marketing. Now I got to learn about this new, and here we're spinning our wheels, we're wasting time, because you, the people here in this room, you are ready to give. You don't need to receive more information. You need to disperse. Yeah. Now, we're always growing, we're always lifelong students, but what I'm saying is you don't want to get caught up in that. Going on YouTube, clicking on every, let me listen to this half-hour thing while I'm cooking. Here's what you should be doing while you're cooking. You should be recording your podcast while you're cooking and showing people and document. Everybody say document, don't create. Don't document, don't create, because we think in social media we have to create all these cool videos and VSLs and all this stuff. No, I don't have to create nothing. There's a video playing right now. I'm just documenting my life. Right now I'm here talking to you. I'm going to be able to repurpose this later on for some other groups as well. So that's the power of we're just documenting our life. So if I'm a health and wellness coach and I teach on cooking, I'm going to document, because naturally I'm going to be in the kitchen cooking. Right. I'm going to have a camera right there, and I'm just going to let it do what it's doing. And as I'm cooking, I'm talking. And I say, so this is why it's important to have this recipe. It's made from coconut. Now let me tell you a little couple benefits about coconut as you're cooking. See, that way I don't have to think about creating nothing. I'm just documenting my life. Yeah. And that's what I would naturally be doing. So again, one more time, I got to document, not create.
Document, not create.
Document your life. If you're thinking about starting a podcast, that's another thing. The easiest way to do it, invite people that are experts, ask some questions. Literally interview them. That way you're documenting. You're curious about that subject. You found that person like a pundit, an expert. You brought them on the show. And by the way, people think for a podcast, I gotta have all this fancy equipment. Nowadays, you can do it on your iPhone. You may have to have things like a Blue Yeti microphone, a USB. You have to have a couple things, but you can do a lot of this stuff virtually now. Not to mention that when you do things like that, you're also tapping into their audience, because then we're gonna share the podcast. I just did this podcast with Lisa, and hey, check it out, guys. I'm gonna share it, and as I share it, I have a big following. She may have a big following, but we're teaming up. Everybody say alliance.
Alliance.
2020 is the year of alliance. We have to partner up. We can't just do things on our own. So we're thinking about joint ventures. If I do a virtual summit, I'll invite 5 other speakers. I'm the 6th one. I'm now marketing to all these speakers. How am I marketing? Because we have this virtual 3-day summit happening, and as it's happening, guess what? That speaker is going to market. It's going to have a picture of all of us. Everyone's going to market. So now I just got 6x marketing. Yes. Right? You guys see?
Yes.
So there's different ways to do it, and it's not what they tell you, because my first year in the speaking business, I can kind of take you back. So I was in a job that I absolutely hated. And maybe you can relate, at some point, but I absolutely hated my job. I was doing leasing apartments, and I didn't, that wasn't for me. You sit down, and then people are coming in, and you say, hey, welcome, this is our clubhouse, let me show you the pool. And I didn't even move up to like property manager or nothing like that. It was just the leasing guy. They call me the leasing machine, you know. But I hated every minute of it. I was actually very, very painfully shy, very introverted. And I hated to sit down and to do this job. And I gotta tell you, if right now you're in a position where you feel something is pushing you to do something, follow that feeling. Follow that. Like that's your heart telling you move in that direction. If you feel it, because I felt after 10 years of property management that if I stayed in that job for one more year, I was gonna get sick physically. It was that kind of a mental torture. So finally in 2012, I walked into my boss's office. I asked her for a piece of paper, and I literally wrote my 2-week notice without even thinking twice. Burn the bridge behind you moment, just do it, go for it. But then it's like, oh, okay, you didn't go to college, you didn't, what are you gonna do now? I'm gonna be a speaker. Okay, who started? I don't care about that, I just wanna do this. And, but you're like painfully shy, introverted, you can't like, okay, do it. So my first year in the business, I made a whopping $1,000. I lived off my 401k, I lived off my Chase credit cards. I barely made it for that year, and I was this close to going back to property management. Because like you give something a year, you make $1,000, you're like, that's a failure. Can't survive on that. So I was this close to going back. I had a job lined up. Okay, back to property. I kind of accepted it. Like, I guess I tried. At least there's no regrets. I did try for a whole year. I got it out of me. But I guess this is what it is. So I had a job lined up, $16 an hour, back to property management. And then literally that weekend, it's interesting how life works out sometimes. Very, very, I think God puts people in your way at the right time. It's up to you to like say, okay, I'm at a fork in the road, and I'm either gonna follow my heart or I'm gonna follow my mind. Our mind is designed to protect us, not to progress us, right? So your heart, your mind oftentimes tries to talk your heart out of something you know you should do. And so I go to this speaker's event, and it was a smaller kind of a setup, you know, a little bit bigger than this, but it was a smaller setup. And at that event, everything that speaker was talking about, she was talking to me. I felt it, I connected with it. And at the end, she had an invitation. You'll notice a pattern. That's how we do things in this business. By the way, if you decide to join the mastermind, I'm going to teach you how to do the same thing. So you'll pay it forward to somebody else. But basically, she had an invitation. And at that invitation, I connected. And I said, this is crazy. Like, she was talking about a mastermind and a whole year thing, a year mastermind. And I was like, I'm living off my credit cards here. I'm like, I'm down on low. You know what I mean? Like, very low. But I said, it doesn't matter. I already got this job lined up. And if I don't go for that one more Hail Mary, that's going to be a regret I can never live with throughout my life. So I went for it. I signed up for this mastermind. I gotta tell you guys, I never started that other job. Never. Because soon, and right into the mastermind, things were like, vroom, 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 like, oh, this is how you make money here. And it was right away I started to make money. March of 2013, started making money. It was because of the mastermind. Because again, I was failing for a whole year. So, and I was doing everything. I had a website. I had social media back in 2012. Like I had Facebook. I had all the stuff that they're telling you to do. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Some things that you're right now you're like, maybe you're watching on YouTube, you're listening to webinars, and they're telling you to do this, and then this other guy's telling you to do this, and here's the thing. Sometimes things appear to be right. They're very close because the advice is very close. Like, it's not flat out wrong, but it's kind of wrong. Okay, so let me give you an example. If I say the word lightning, okay, and if I say the word lightning bug, are they very close?
Yeah.
That's very close.
Word in it,
but like
different.
vastly different meaning, right? So if they tell you post things on social media, do all this stuff, that's very close. That's lightning bug, but it's not lightning.